Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Gaitskell QC. I practice in Keating Chambers, London, and I do a lot of mediation in infrastructure project disputes, and I'm going to be talking about my mediation practice. The most interesting mediation I've been involved in came about because of a collapse of a big infrastructure project. And there were about 6 parties involved. Everybody sued everybody. And each of those parties had an insurer that was in dispute with the party itself because of the claims being made. The sums were very big indeed. And so all the solicitors got together and they appointed 2 mediators. I was appointed to deal with the engineering aspects, and another specialist mediator was appointed to deal with the insurance aspects. We set up a group of meetings over a period of 6 months for the big sessions where everybody was involved. We hired the Mediation Stadium because it has a lot of hospitality suite rooms all in a row. And my colleague and I then would run between the rooms in order to have meetings with all the people that mattered. So we both became extremely fit doing this, but it was very effective. I would have days where I dealt with all the civil engineers, and then another day all the electrical engineers and so on. And he would have days dealing with all the professional indemnity insurers and so on. And on some days we worked together, as I've mentioned. And that was undoubtedly the most interesting, and it settled against all the odds, and everybody was very pleased with the outcome. I mediate because I know how effective it is. For big construction project mediations, the success rate is commonly around about 80%. I've spent all my life doing disputes in the construction engineering industry. I know how difficult it is for parties to fight cases in court or arbitration, and this gives them a way of avoiding that. And I'm obviously well suited to doing such mediations because I'm both a senior lawyer, Queen's Counsel, and also a senior engineer. I'm a former vice president of the Institution of Electrical Engineers, now called the IET, Institution of Engineering and Technology, a former senator of the Engineering Council, and I'm the editor of a well-known book called the Construction Dispute Resolution Handbook. So my experience tells me mediation works, and that's why I do it. Mediation is the ideal tool for dispute resolution for big infrastructure disputes because it's cost effective. You can dispose of the dispute in 1, 2, 3, 4 days and avoid a long hearing in an arbitration or court. You avoid the problems of enforcing a decision from an arbitrator. You avoid all the wasted management time, and you maintain good commercial relationships. So it's definitely the preferred method of resolving a dispute. My mediation style is facilitative, where I aim to get the parties to make the deal that they're both comfortable with. Of course, in practical terms, when I'm in caucus in a private session with each party, I then play devil's advocate, or as it's called in the jargon that's used in mediation, I do reality testing, where I point out all the problems that they face. I draw their attention to the costs they're going to incur, the wasted management time, the litigation risk, which is always vast if you fight a big case. And by doing all of that in a private session, it's very effective, and the parties can then work towards getting a deal.